Monet here. We make lifestyle content, and I guess today I'm going to be introducing something that's always been a part of my life from as early as I can. Well, I can remember earlier than that, but it's been a long time, you guys. So this is going to be my type 1 diabetes diagnosis story. And for all of you who do not know what type 1 diabetes is, it is when your pancreas does not produce insulin. Basically, it's an autoimmune disease where your body actually attacks itself. And so when I was diagnosed, I was either 8 or 9. I can't really remember. I think it was like in 2006, maybe. And what happened was kind of weird. And I don't know, like I decided to tell this story. It was kind of, it's different, definitely. It's a different story, definitely. But I'm going to tell it as best as I can. So I was in 3rd grade. I remember because I was in Miss Cooper's classroom and we were on a bathroom break and I went into the restroom. I remember exactly what I was wearing. I was wearing this blue uniform skirt with a silver buckle and a blue like little uniform top because I went to a charter school at the time. So I'm on a bathroom break. Before that, everything was normal. I used to be a very large lunch trader. And if you guys don't know like what that was, I used to trade like things that were in my lunch with other people's things. And we would just be doing that in the lunchroom. I don't know. Like, we would be trading. So that day I traded like something in my lunch for some chips. And they were in a Ziploc bag from one of my friends. And so everything was normal. And then I went to the restroom and all hell broke loose, I guess. Like, not really hell, but definitely there's no other way to say this, but we thought that I was experiencing my menstrual cycle. At the time I was about 8 years old, so it would have been early for that to be occurring, but that's kind of what occurred. I noticed that there was a situation, and I went to tell my 3rd grade teacher. And so she began instructing me as to how to put on a sanitary napkin and kind of take care of the situation. And then my mom was called. At that point, I was taken from school and my mom took me to Children's Hospital. So I want to break off and say these are some of the signs that I experienced before my diagnosis, so that if you guys are experiencing this, you can, be able to get to help before anything fatal happens, because type 1 diabetes is a very serious situation. Basically, you have to take injections of insulin to make up for the insulin that your body does not produce through your pancreas. And that's for life. That's not something that you can cure. Type 2 diabetes is something different. It's more related to health issues. Type 1 diabetes, your pancreas does not make insulin, and it's nothing you can do but take insulin for it so that you do not, become unalived, honestly, which is not as happy, but I just want to tell you guys the real because I want to spread awareness. But some of the signs that I was seeing that you guys can look for in case you're experiencing. I was very, very lethargic all the time. Like I was drinking a large amount of water and I could never seem to really get satisfied from the amount of water that I was drinking. So I remember weighing myself at the time. Prior to that time, I was about 66 pounds. I was 8. So I think that's about the regular weight for an 8-year-old. I don't know. A couple months later, I looked back and I was 40 pounds. Um, and I'll try to insert a picture if I can find it. Unfortunately, I do not have any of the photos from my actual hospital stay, but I do have a photo from around the time that this occurred before when I went I went on a trip to Vegas. So I had lost a considerable amount of weight. I was drinking water all the time. At that point, I was like vomiting just randomly, and I just couldn't, like, I was trying to be in like water. Like, I don't know what was going on, but I just felt like I couldn't really feel comfortable at that point. So I'm just like drinking a lot of water, consistently losing weight at a rapid speed. I just felt like I had to throw up. Like it was just a sick feeling. And this had been happening, I don't know how long. Like I can't grasp how long it was because I was a child and I just can't. But I remember probably like a couple months or so, we didn't really know what was going on until that school incident. So I'm so sorry, you guys. I know this is all over the place, but fast forward back to when I get to Children's Hospital. So I get to Children's Hospital. They're like, I don't know what was going on. As a child, I'm sitting looking around at all of these people with white coats scurrying. And they're just like in a frantic because when I first got there, you know, we weren't in a actual room. We were in like the area where it's beds, but you know, you don't actually have a private room yet. So I'm sitting there. I get blood tests. I take a bunch of tests. You know, I see a doctor in a white coat come up to my mom, and she has her serious face on, and I'm just like, at this point, what is going on? I don't know what's happening. And I just feel sick, like sick to my stomach. And it's not like that, like a regular stomach bug feeling. It's kind of like, I don't know. I felt acidic. That's an odd way to describe it, but I just felt like there was acid in my blood, and there was when I later found out, which is why I also, guys, another sign that I was experiencing. I was experiencing extreme urination. Like it seemed like every 5 minutes I had to go to the restroom. Like that was another thing that, and then at that point there was I'm just gonna have to say it, you guys, there was blood in my urine. So that's another sign. And so let's hop back because we already discussed that this video is all over the place. But okay, so I see the doctor in the white coat. He tells my mom, like, apparently he tells my mom I have type 1 diabetes. I said, what is that? I had never heard of type 1 diabetes. I didn't know what that was. My mom didn't. I don't think she knew what it was really. So the doctor goes on to explain, and that's when the white coats begin to scurry. They're scurrying. At this point, I'm admitted into the hospital. into the ICU. So I was in the intensive care unit, I think, for a couple of weeks, or I think it was like 2 weeks, because when I got in there, my blood sugar was something wicked high. Um, and I'm pretty sure it's like 700 or something. And that's like, guys, the regular, your blood sugar, like if it was a person without diabetes, I think it's supposed to be around 104 or something like that. And mine was way up there. Like I think it was 700 and something. I can't remember. But at that point, I'm admitted into the hospital. Um I'm trying not to cry, you guys, because it just, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know if I was going to die at this point. And the doctor later on assured me that I wasn't going to die, but I was going to have to take injections. At that point, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. What? No. Because I'm like, what is an injection? I'm in third grade. I don't know what's going on. But at that point, I'm not really ambulating as much, like walking around. I remember kind of laying in the bed for about a good 2 to 3 weeks, just kind of laying in the bed. I had that like cup where you go in the restroom and they measure your urine, and that was kind of what was going on. That's the only time that I got up. I was on a liquid diet because I don't think that at the time my blood sugar was so high that they were trying to get it to come down. And that's why I was on a liquid diet, to kind of help manage my blood sugar levels. I just remember feeling sick, like I was sick. But then afterwards, the doctor, she came in with a bunch of, residents. At the time, I didn't know. I just thought they were all white coats. I'm just looking up like, it's 3 a.m. Can you please? But they were like poking and prodding, and it was a lot of that. And then eventually they started to show me or show my mom how to inject me. And the injections that I was put on in the beginning was Novolog, which is a fast-acting insulin, which will be the insulin that I would take every time that I would consume something. So like if I was going to consume a meal, I would take an injection of Novolog based on, my carb ratio and all that fun stuff. I was also put on a long-acting insulin called Lantus, and that is an insulin that I would take at nighttime, and I was started off at 9 units, which is so funny to me because as I grew, like before I got the diabetic pump, which is something, this is a pump that it's basically acts as my 24-hour pancreas. So, but I got this pump when I was about 23, 24, something like that. Before that, I was always taking injections. So I was on Lantus. In the beginning, I was taking 9 Lantus. I ended up at like 34 Lantus, which was like a lot of an increase, definitely. But, and I'll have a separate video, guys, to explain some of the things you may not understand, like what is Lantus, like what is, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, I was in the hospital, I think, for probably a month total. And after that, I remember this hospital dog. I'm actually afraid of dogs, you guys. That's something that I'm scared of them. I'm sorry. But there was this nice black hospital dog that came up, and like I took a picture with the dog. I wish I could find the picture, but anyway, at the time, that dog, I think it did give me comfort. Shaking a little, but still. But that was my last day there. And so, you guys, that's my diabetes diagnosis story. At that time, at that point, after I got out of the hospital, I came home and kind of began my life as a type 1 diabetic. And at this point, it's been, years. And I feel like I've always had it. I don't remember really not having it. But then I feel like it's become so normal that I forget to tell people that I have it. And sometimes I forget I have it, which is another weird thing that should be discussed in another video. But I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And please, guys, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at simplymonet3_. I challenge you guys to find my Facebook because I do have one as well. I don't know. Facebook used to be more like, you know what I'm saying? But now it's kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, you guys know what it is. It's XOXO Gossip Girl.